Hey guys, welcome back. Check out this video about working a 9 to 5.
Nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Could we please stop knocking brothers and sisters that go to work every day? Having a job is a good thing.
You gotta start somewhere.
That's what I did. I was there 5.5 years.
So can we please stop having this conversation and rushing every person that has interviews? It's always about leading with when did you leave your job? Your life ain't gonna get easier when you leave your job. It's gonna get worse.
All right, Kirby. We both work 9 to 5s. What do you got on this?
Um, I first off, I agree. And social media sensationalize not working, making money on your own. And he said it best. He said it doesn't get easier when you quit your job and become an entrepreneur. Because now all the excuses are gone. Your whole dependency is based on you. You're responsible for the payroll. You're responsible for vacation and holidays. And FYI to entrepreneurs or potential or aspiring entrepreneurs, when you go to a job and you work in a W-2 job, they give you 15, 18, 20 days off a year for vacation time. Entrepreneurs 24/7. There's no 9 to 5 in entrepreneur. It's midnight to midnight. That's what it is. Of course, further down the road, after you've been in the game and you perfected the craft and you perfected all the processes in your way, 5, 10 years down the road, then you can probably go on autopilot to some aspects of it. But now you can't go and run and say, oh, payroll messed up my paycheck. Oh, they won't give me no raise. Oh, I missed the promotion. Oh, I need more money. You got to go to yourself and say it. So it don't get easier when you just think, and how social media makes it look, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I make all the money. I do my own thing. I don't answer to a boss. That stuff sounds cute. It sounds great, but they don't tell you about the grind it took to get to that aspect of it. Having a 9 to 5 job, if you do it right, can build you a lot of wealth. That can further propel you to that entrepreneur state. You can have a job and then you still keep your expenses low. You take that extra money from the job that you're working and deploy it to a business idea, deploy it into the stock market, deploy it to the real estate market, deploy it wherever else to make it keep growing. And then you keep working the job. And then while you work in the job from 9 to 5, from 6 to 9 in the morning, 6 p.m. to 9 in the morning, you're working on the next thing. But you have the capital so you can sustain your everyday life, and then you using the rest of the capital to grow what you're trying to grow. But if you just go balls to the walls, just jump out there and try to raw dog it and just say, oh, I'm just going to be an entrepreneur. So this business that you're creating, it has to instantly start making money to take care of your lifestyle. Why do it the hard way? So, and he's right. The social media world, the YouTube world, the TikTok world, the Facebook world, the Instagram world, and all these other worlds out there in social media, they bemoan people that have 9 to 5 jobs. Why? When that is a thing that gets you started to where you're trying to go. I know people personally that live very close to me that say, oh no, I'm not working. I got to be an entrepreneur. They whole choice in life is to be an entrepreneur. And they ain't 15, 16. These people's 40s, 50s, and 60s. So they choose to suffer because their business ideas is crap because they ain't got no capital to even support their business. But they won't go and regress back to a 9 to 5 because the social media world to convince them that having 9 to 5 is for losers and you can't get a girlfriend or wife with a 9 to 5. Man, please. I'm taking all the free money I can.
Yeah, I mean, and so Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about this. I think he mentioned that he didn't retire until he was 40. And during that whole time, he was just building his real estate portfolio, using his paychecks, being the best employee he could at work, using those paychecks to buy assets. It's a time matter. It takes time to become financially independent as an entrepreneur and be in that, autopilot mode, as you said. A lot of people seem to think that, your first year of starting your own side hustle, you could just quit your job and then just do that forever. But it's like you said, you have to know that it's stable. You have to know that it's consistent. Because as you know, with entrepreneurship, your first month you might do 6 grand. And you're like, oh wow, this is more, if not, the same amount that I'm making at work. But then the second month you could do 2 grand. So you've got to find that consistent growth, that consistent number to where, you're making X amount. Like my mom is, I mean, I wouldn't call her an entrepreneur, but she has her own, she's self-employed as a, nail specialist. She's been doing it for years, but it's not until now where she wants to, now she's thinking more of retirement and she wants to just do that rather than work her 9 to 5 job. And she's been, she shows me her income for, month over month, year over year. She keeps track of all of it. So, she was showing me like, for this month, let's say September, she made 5 grand in 2024, but last year it was 4 grand. So she's keeping track to make sure that that income stays consistent, year over year, month over month, before she makes the decision, okay, now I'm making X amount, let me just go ahead and pull back and then just focus on this. You've kind of got it, you have to do that. It's necessary because in the first year, and I think social media is terrible with this, it's showing you entrepreneurs or stock traders, they're out in, hotels in Thailand or whatever, on the beach or whatever, trading or selling Amazon FBA products. And it makes it look flashy, and people think that has to be my first year. Like there's no exception. That has to be my first year as an entrepreneur because I've got to look the part and say that I'm an entrepreneur. But in reality, the first year is going to be tough. You're just building. And like you said, if you quit your job and just go on that, now that entrepreneurship path or that business or that investment, whatever, it has to pay all your bills, plus has to grow. So you kind of screw yourself because whereas you could rely on a job and allow that to pay all your bills and then take the money and then grow the business, now it's got to do both. So, I think social media does people, a wrong deal in that aspect because, it shows aspiring entrepreneurs a real entrepreneur's 10th, 15th year of entrepreneurship and makes them believe that that has to be their first year. So,
Right. And Michael Zuber from One Winner at a Time said it. He said, "Don't judge my year 10 by your year 1." That year 1, that year 2, that year 3, it's a grind. Um, just a fun fact. I bought my first rental property. I closed on my first rental property a day before, or 2 days before I started at the current job. This is what, 8 years ago. And then so of course I live a very the cost of living for me, I always keep that low. So the money from that job was just money to stack to invest. So now my first property I bought the day before I joined that job. Now 30 of them later, I'm still there and I still use that income just to stack cash and invest. I could have left a long time ago. But this is the thing that people don't, this is the thing about entrepreneurship that people don't understand. Entrepreneurship is a 24-hour job. The best way to prepare you to be an entrepreneur is to work a 9 to 5. And then when you get done with that 9 to 5, go work on your personal stuff from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. So when you start being able to juggle both of those, and then once the profits above reinvesting in the business, because you should be reinvesting in the business for 2 or 3 years to keep it growing, and then so it's self-sustainable that it makes enough money so you can take a salary as an entrepreneur and it has enough money to keep growing. That's what you should be doing. Until it gets there, you need to have another source of income to take care of your necessities. And I don't mean necessity. Necessities just mean lights, gas, food, water, shelter. That's it. Not go to the club, party, hang out, all the stuff you see on social media. You got to be in the grind for a long time before you rise like a phoenix to be on social media to say, oh, look, I ain't got no job. I just do whatever I want to. Real entrepreneurs. Now, if you want to get on OF and do some old crazy stuff to make insane amount of money very quick, then go ahead, do your thing. I salute you. But if you want to go through the traditional way of entrepreneurship, then that's what you got to do. Unless your mom gonna let you live in her basement until you get it figured out. But understand, it's a 24-hour job, and then you lose all excuses once you become an entrepreneur. You have like you're dependent on your job for income. You're dependent on your job to pay you every 2 weeks. You're dependent for the benefits to come every 2 weeks or whatever, 401ks, healthcare, dental, all that. Now you're responsible for your own. Then here's a secret. You're responsible for other people getting it also. If you're going to be a real entrepreneur, if you don't want to just own a job and you want to own a business, you're responsible for other people also. So that is what the beginning stages of entrepreneurship is. It's not sitting on the beach, sitting on the laptop, just clicking away. Even if you want to be a day trader, you need to work your job. Hopefully you get the night shift so you can be up. So you off work by the time the stock market open, and then you doing trades. And then you doing trades for a couple years first before you be like, okay, I make consistent profit that will cover my lifestyle and give me a surplus because it's ebbs and flows because some of your trades will be losses that you can absorb those losses and you can still be fine. And then once you at that stage, then getting rid of the 9 to 5 is fine. This channel has never been about, hey, become an entrepreneur or become an investor and quit your job. Our goal has always been make more money than you make at your job so you have the option if you want to. If you want to leave your job, you can. But we ain't telling nobody, yeah, man, you should just give up the money. That's damn crazy. And then you have a blunder because you want to quit your job because you want to be YouTube famous, and you quit your job and you don't have enough money to sustain you, and then you want to blame the world. But in the truth, the blame is on you. So don't ever forget that.
That being said, guys, if you have any questions or comments, don't forget to let us know down below. Forget to share this video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.